Hi everyone, welcome to our vlog. So in today's vlog, we will be talking about the usage of present simple in academic writing, spoken language and literary text. But first of all, do you remember what is present simple? So to give a quick recap to all of us, simple present tense is one of the most essential verb tenses in English, used to describe action happening right now, habitual occurrences or general truths, based on Grammarly 2024. In the simple present, most regular verbs use the root form except in the third person singular, which ends in s or es. For example, Ali sings wonderfully and Robert cries loudly. Well, I think that is enough for now. So have you guys ever wondered how present simple can be applied differently depending on the context? Well, today we got you the answer. It is important for you guys to know this so that we can use it correctly in any kind of situation.
Hey everyone, so firstly we are going to see the power of the present simple tense in academic writing. Yep, that's right, the tense we use every day actually holds the key to precision and clarity in research papers. Intrigued? Let's get started! I recently analyzed about 5 pages of an academic article titled How ChatGPT Changed the Media's Narratives on AI, a semi-automated narrative analysis through frame semantics. This article is packed with examples of present simple tense in action, and today I am going to share how it works, its magic in academic writing, so let's unpack this together! So, as present simple is usually used to state general truth, thus in academic writing is very powerful for expressing accepted facts, establishing relevance, and presenting an author's opinion. Now, let's see it in action. So, based on this highlighted example, check out this sentence. We also introduce a novel methodology. Here, the present simple introduced creates a sense of immediacy and relevance. It tells the reader that this methodology is being presented as a current and significant contribution, and then there's allows us, which highlights the ongoing repeatable capability of this methodology. Present simple keeps it clear and factual, avoiding confusion about when or how this happens. Cool, right? Next, moving on to our second example. Here it appears the present simple shows this an ongoing and general observation rather than a past or future occurrence, making it clear that this is a current interpretation of data or studies. Then there's are commonly given, which points to a consistent pattern over time without implying it is tied to a specific moment in time. There is also present simple usage in it is difficult, which emphasizes that the challenge of making consistent comparisons is a current and ongoing issue. The present simple ensures the sentence is easy to follow and free of ambiguity. Now comes our last example. Here, the present simple tense can be seen in the verb discover that presents the author's findings as not tied to a specific point in time, but is presented as a general and ongoing observation or result from their work, making the statement more universal and applicable whenever the work is referenced. While do not go and do not combine that is in the negative form of present simple clarifies the limitations of the study as it stands rather than being limited to a past context or a temporary observation. The present simple makes these points precise and easy to understand, showing both the strengths and gaps in the research. So, what makes present simple so impactful in academic writing? Okay, so firstly, it states facts and accepted truths. Secondly, it highlights the current relevance of a study. And thirdly, it summarizes findings clearly and timelessly. So, the present simple tense is like the unsung hero of academic writing. The present simple tense isn't just a basic grammar rule. Think of it as the go-to tense for describing trends, ongoing phenomenon, and consistent patterns without confusing readers about when things happen. Its straightforward, neutral tone makes our writing not just relevant but also effortless to follow in the grander academic conversation. Simple yet powerful, it is the backbone of clarity in any scholarly debate. In a nutshell, the present simple tense is a superstar in academic writing, as it is one of the most used tense in academic writing. Why? Because academic articles are mostly about general facts and background information. To nail it in our writing, use present simple to state general truth, describe studies' purpose or findings, and summarize established knowledge. It is perfect for highlighting constant trends or patterns. However, it is important to balance it carefully with other tenses to keep timelines clear and our statements concise. Mastering the present simple can make our writing more precise, relevant, and a breeze to read.
Moving on to the next perspective, we will also look from the standpoint of spoken English. For this aspect, we have analyzed a small conversation from a movie and a press conference from the Al Jazeera media channel. The video clip titled Tony Stark and Spider-Man from the Spider-Man Homecoming movie has a duration of 1 minute and 41 seconds and it is presented in one language which is English. Same goes for the press release titled Al Jazeera condemns the targeted killing of journalist Ahmad Al-Lo by the Israeli occupation forces in Gaza. So, let us see how the present simple tense is used in conversation and written news and how they impact the audience and readers. First, I want to discuss spoken English conversations. Based on our analysis, it appears that the speakers employ informal and more informal language. Even though we are not using proper syntax, our listeners still can understand what we say. That video makes extensive use of the present simple. For instance, the character Peter Parker addressed the character Tony Stark with a question at the 20-second mark in the video clip. Is everyone okay? Was his query. What makes it present simple? This is due to the verb is being used. This is because the verb is employed to inquire about everyone's present state or situation. Peter Parker then corrected Tony Stark's statement by saying, I'm 15 at the 54-second mark. Here, M is used to update the timeline with a current estimate of Peter Parker's age. And finally, Tony Stark once observed, you should not have this suit if you are nothing without it. The use of the term should not have in this context indicates a judgment linked to a condition that simplifies the dialogue. This video has 16 parts that use the present simple, but I would like to highlight only 3 of them. Moving on to the written press conference, there are many instances of present simple that we can detect. The word condemns is present simple in the opening paragraph because it is meant to convey the Al Jazeera network's continuous official attitude of condemnation, which can be interpreted as formal, current, and permanent statement. In the meantime, 2 straightforward uses are being used in the second paragraph. The term extends is the first one. A formal and immediate declaration of religion and condolence is indicated by the simple present tense. Thus, Al Jazeera is currently presenting an action. The word calls on makes repeated requests and appeal to media and human rights organizations, and to us, this demonstrates habitual behavior. The phrases to condemn and to bring describe what actions are being requested in the future. For the third paragraph, the use of the present simple of conceits and follows is to show ongoing relevance and continuity. These events are positioned as part of a current, active timeline and ongoing nature of the crimes. Fourth paragraph use infinitive like to take, to hold, and to put to show requested action in the future from international legal institution. And from the last 2 paragraphs, the word affirms here tells a strong declaration that will never change and makes its present simple. The word stand and reaffirm express an ongoing stance of solidarity and commitment forever in the meantime. In conclusion, we can see clearly the differences between these 2 parts. For the English conversation video clips in the form of dialogue often use short sentences compared to press conferences. Appropriate to the situation, conversations among ourselves are rarely conducted formally, especially when we are talking with someone close to us. But unlike conversations, press conferences are more formal and have longer sentence structures, as we can see. Clearly and formal sentences need to be used to convey information accurately, without any hidden details.
Here comes the literary text. For this section, I chose Everyday Use, written in 1973 by Alice Walker. The story explores themes of heritage, family dynamics, social identity. In the story, we have Mama, the narrator, reflects on pivotal day when her daughter, Dee, visits with her boyfriend. This choice of tense creates an immediate and vivid tone, emphasizing the ongoing relevance of the story's themes of memory and heritage. In Alice Walker's Everyday Use, the present simple tense plays a key role in shaping the meaning and emotional impact of the story. Let's break down the key examples. First, consider the line, "I never have an education myself. After second grade, the school shuts down." Here, we see the use of the present simple tense in have and shuts. The present simple tense is used to connect Mama's reflection to her present day perspective. This creates a sense of immediacy and shows that her experiences remain relevant to her current life. It grounds the narrative in Mama's practical reality, emphasizing the contrast between her life and these intellectual pursuits. Moving on to the next example, she reads to us without pity, forcing words, lies, other folks' habits, whole lives upon us too, sitting trapped and ignorant underneath her voice. The present simple tense in reads serves to highlight the ongoing and repetitive nature of these actions. It makes her intellectual dominance feel timeless and unchanging, emphasizing the tension between this approach to heritage and Mama and Maggie's simpler, more traditional way of life. The present simple tense makes this influence feel continuous and oppressive. Finally, the third example that goes, Maggie smiles, maybe at the sunglasses, but a real smile, not scared. The present simple tense smiles captures Maggie's transformation as an ongoing process. It allows the reader to experience her growth and newfound confidence in real time. This use of the present simple tense highlights Maggie's resilience and contrasts to Dee, enriching the emotional depth of her character. Through this example, Alice Walker used the present simple tense to ground the narrative in the character's ongoing emotional experience. It enhances the story's themes of identity, heritage, personal growth, making these moments feel immediate and powerful. Based on the examples that I've stated before, we can see that present tense helps a lot in constructing the story of everyday use. There are 3 points that we can see based on all of the examples. First, present tense as a tool for immediacy. The use of the simple present tense creates an ongoing and vivid tone, making events feel as though they are unfolding in real time. Next, character dynamics. The present tense highlights contrast between the characters. Mama's practicality, Dee's dominance, and Maggie's quiet growth. Lastly, timeless tension. The choice of present tense removes temporal distance, underscoring the timeless and enduring nature of the story themes of memory and heritage. To summarize, Alice Walker's use of grammar in everyday use deepens the story emotional resonance and thematic depth. This shows how creative text can and grammar rules effectively to convey complex ideas and emotions. I hope this analysis inspires you to look at grammar in a new light, not just as a set of rules, but as a powerful tool for storytelling.
Now that we have explored how the present simple tense is used in academic writing, spoken language, and literary text, let's compare this context. Each uses the tense differently. There are also key similarities. This comparison will help us understand its versatility and core functions. Let's begin with the similarities. The present simple tense serves three key purposes across all contexts. Let's look at the first one, conveying truth or relevance. In every context, the tense communicates facts, generalization, or observation clearly. The second one is ensuring clarity. The present simple avoids ambiguity, making the message accessible to its audience. And the last one is providing immediacy. Whether used in research, conversation, or narrative, the present simple makes information feel current and relevant. Now let's move on to the differences. Let's look at the academic writing. The present simple is used to state universal truths and summarize findings. Its tone is formal and neutral, ensuring precision and credibility. Meanwhile, in spoken language, the present simple reflects current states or real-time observation. The tone is informal and conversational, fitting for everyday interactions. In literary text, the present simple evokes emotional depth and immediacy. The tone is evocative and reflective, immersing readers in the narrative. For the sentence's length, the difference is academic writing sentences are often long and detailed, reflecting the structured nature of scholarly work. Its focus is on clarity, precision, and timeless relevance. Spoken language sentences are short and direct, designed for quick and clear communication. As for the focus, it's immediacy, simplicity, and interaction. And the last one is literary text. Sentences are varied and descriptive, aligning with the author's stylistic choices, focusing on emotional connection and vividness. We also can see the difference in the example. The first one is in academic writing. We also introduce a novel methodology. This emphasizes the ongoing relevance of the study's contribution. And the next one is spoken language. Is everyone okay? This question uses the tense to inquire about an immediate situation. And the last one is for the literary text. Maggie smiles, maybe at the sunglasses. This captures Maggie's transformations, making it feel immediate and impactful. I hope this comparison makes things clearer. Thank you for exploring this comparison with me. See you next time.
In conclusion, the present simple tense has a very significant role in academic writing, spoken language, and literary text. In academic writing, it is primarily employed to present universal truths, describe known facts, and examine current literature's results or arguments, emphasizing its objective tone. In spoken language, the present simple supports routine communication, habitual behaviors, and broad utterances, making it an essential component of everyday conversation. In literary text, it lends immediacy and vividness, which are frequently used to produce emotional impact or narrate repeating acts. Despite these differences, the present simple tense primary function is to represent acts or feelings viewed as constant or habitual, ensures its versatility and significance across contexts.